I say, how are you doing today? How are you doing today? I am your host, Lacey G. Souldier Turner. And today I have a very special guest with me. She's a certified notary public. She got a background in mortgage, lending, property management, real estate sales, great real estate broker. And she's been doing a lot of amazing things. When I was looking up, I was like, oh, yo, she's amazing. So, we have the wonderful, amazing, talented, phenomenal Janice McCoy. Welcome to the platform.
Good morning. Good morning.
So I want my people to get to know you first before we get into what we're gonna talk about. So can you let the people know where were you born and raised and how was your upbringing as a child?
Hey, I was born in St. Louis, Missouri, native of St. Louis, Missouri. I am um, a pastor's child, so I'm a native and I know the city of St. Louis. Um, my father always made made it purposeful for us to expand our territory. So I would on Sunday mornings after church, we drive out to the suburbs and look at big houses and look at real estate and what could be. And so he always planted in me to be great and strive for greatness and improve your community and what wherever you're at.
Okay. So for people who never been to St. Louis, can you tell them about because they see all the bad stuff, the murder rate and all this type, they be scared to come here. So can you tell the people who never been to St. Louis about St. Louis?
St. Louis is a big, small town. St. Louis has a lot of great roots, historical areas. St. Louis is really up and coming. We have so many people migrating to St. Louis now. We have so much redevelopment. We have a new soccer stadium. We have the Cardinals. They may not be winning, but they are.
Gotta start with it, yeah. We gotta start with it.
Hey, we have a Cardinal ballpark studio down there with so many attractions. St. Louis technology. We have NGA coming to St. Louis. We have so many positive things coming to St. Louis that the news to me always put out the negative things that are going on, but there is so much growth in the city of St. Louis, and I'm proud to see the change in I literally my father's church was in the Central West End in Gaslight Square. And when I was a kid, it was an entertainment area and an area where prostitutes and everything was in the area. Now you go in that area, it's built up, and the average home in that area is $500,000. So the growth is phenomenal. St. Louis is a wonderful place to be. Our schools are impeccable. We have some wonderful schools. The college life. This is a college town, so St. Louis is a great place to be.
Okay. So y'all heard it from Jetta. So y'all ain't even have to hear it from me. She keeping it real, man. So come on, y'all ain't gotta be scared. So okay, let's get into the real estate stuff. So I know you said it's your goal to create a platform to share information, regarding real estate with the focus on the minority communities, to educate, inform, and empower them to achieve their goals in like home ownership, whether buying, selling, investing. So why do you feel it's important to focus on the minority communities?
Well, I think in the minority communities, I'm an advocate for minority communities because a lot of times we get left out. There is a challenge in our communities for generational wealth and if we educate, empower, it will also stabilize neighborhoods. A lot of our, you think about, when you think about St. Louis and the history of St. Louis, a lot of our areas like Clemens and Enright, those streets, they were where the doctors, lawyers, and Indian chiefs lived, okay? And then they gave those houses to their children and grandchildren, and they wasn't really taught how to maintain. And so it made areas substandard. So if we go in and start educating and show the value, because now those same blocks are selling for $400,000 to $600,000.
Right.
Where if they were able to retain those homes, that would be generational wealth for their family, not just them, but something to carry on to their children and their children's children. And we're not educating, and it's allowing our young people to go to things that are not as positive as it could be.
Mhm.
I just put it
So let me ask you this question. So, because I didn't understand this as I was young until I got older, like right now.
like that.
So, why is it important to understanding credit?
Well, your credit is really in even jobs when you're looking for employment. Basically, it looks at the integrity of who you are. Do you do what you say you're going to do? Paying your bills is kind of the first thing, and they'll look at your credit before they even see your face. In some instances, I mean, even in a job, I have had interviews. My company will look back at your credit to see, because if you can't pay your bills, there's something lacking sometimes. So we need to make sure that we can uh, and even to get a car, even to get a. Yesterday, I went to T-Mobile and I asked about getting an upgrade on my phone, and she said, depending on what your credit score is, So I mean, even because it affects your rate,
Right.
your interest rate could affect your payment. I have one client now. She's trying to get a house, and her interest rate was like almost 6%. She improved her credit rating, and now we got something for her, another product for her. 5.6 is still a little high because the market is a little high, but it was a difference that knocked her payment down $60. So it makes it more affordable. So credit is very, very important, and understanding credit and how it works is important too. Because I have many people that say, well, I paid this off and this didn't make my credit score go down. You have to understand how it works. And so you have to look at it every at least every 3 months to make sure that you're on track.
I be looking at mine every 5 days now. Look, I'm
Depending on what
telling
you're doing.
when
Yeah.
I was young, I ain't know nothing about credit. I remember
Mhm.
Dale, they gave me this computer. I was like, "Ooh, I get this for free." I ain't pay on it or nothing. So as a kid, I knew nothing about credit, but now in the past years, I just been focused trying to build it up and everything. So I definitely understand, like you said, credit is very important to use it for everything now. So could you break down financial planning and wealth building?
Well, with financial planning, um, when you get paid,
Mhm.
you should have a budget. You should have a budget. That's just the start to keep you focused of what you're trying to do in for as far as your financial goals. If you start with that budget, then when you get ready to you pay your bills, you pay um, you pay yourself, and then you invest so much. And then with that goal, when you're talking about financial planning and financial wealth building, you're seeking a goal to where that you can live comfortable, or even like I'm almost at the age where I have to retire, so you need supplemental income. So you're really planning your future so that you want, because some of our kids will not even have social security. I don't even know if social security will be a thing
Facts.
30, 40 years from now. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Yeah.
So, especially in minority communities, what are you going to do if social security has run out and you have not properly prepared for your retirement? Real estate is a good investment because you can gain equity. If it gets rough, you can sell that piece of real estate with the equity and have money to do what you need to do and invest and live and do what you need to do. Real estate is one of the, I don't know anybody that has a financial portfolio of any size that don't have some type of real estate,
Mhm.
because it increases in value. And then if you see the value going down, you sell it and you go to the next thing. So it's very important when you're trying to create and build wealth, to maintain and establish, especially for retirement and for generational. You want to leave something.
Mhm.
You want to leave something to your children. You want to leave. Some people don't even have families, and I know people that bequeath money to their churches. That's how they keep the endowments and stuff going. And it's in other communities, it's common. In our communities and in minority communities, it's just not.
Hmm. Look at that. So listen, Janice, loan me one of your properties so I can put it in my portfolio. I'm just messing with you. So, can you tell people how why is it important to understand the home buying process?
Well, when you buy anything, you should be educated. Um, some people just go out and say, "Oh, I want to buy a house," but does not do not understand the whole process. So there are several agencies that I send my clients to to work on their credit, work on understanding credit and understanding the whole home buying process, because it's important to have a trusted realtor, of course. And I am a trusted realtor, but
Throw that in there. Throw that in there. Throw that in. No.
put that plug in. But you need to know yourself. If you go to buy a car, you're going to take a mechanic with you to
Right.
check it out, right?
Uh-huh.
If you're going to buy jewelry, you want to go to somebody that knows that product.
Right.
So understanding and being educated of the process that you have to go through is important, because some people think, like, when you hear the term no money down, people come to me and think they don't need no money. That's not true. Because there are two elements: it's down payment and
Right.
it's closing costs. It's two sets of money you need. So you know you don't need no down payment, but you still need closing costs. What's
Right.
closing costs? That's where education comes in.
Facts. There you
Yeah,
go.
so you have to understand the process so you'll know what to expect, and then you'll know if somebody's not representing you correctly.
Hmm.
You
So
know,
yeah, so just like you said, when you need to buy a used car, you need a mechanic. So moving on to this, why are building inspections important?
building inspections are very important because you want to know whether you're buying a as is property, whether you're buying I'm sorry, if you're buying an as is property or a property that's already done, you want to know the condition of that property. The
Hmm.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
I got distracted a minute.
Take your
The condition of that property.
take your
So, because if you're buying something, you want to know that it's the value. It will give you the value you need. So, for instance, investors deal with like a 65% rule. If they buy a property, they want to make sure that that property, after buying it and fixing it up, that it's 65% of the approved value.
okay.
So they don't over improve it.
Mhm.
So if you buy a house and you haven't checked to see that the plumbing stack is messed up, or you haven't had a sewer lateral to know that you will have to do replace that sewer line. I learned the hard way when I started flipping houses before the crash of 2008. I bought a house. It looked solid. And it was my neighbor's house down the street, and I didn't get a building inspection. Got the house totally redone. Spent $40,000 to get this house totally redone. Getting ready to put it on the market, and the sewer line collapsed.
Wow.
If I had gotten a sewer lateral inspection, I would have known. So even buying an as is house, you want to, because sometimes people that are general contractors, they think they know everything, but those those inspections are very, very important, and it lets you know what you're getting. Of course, they may not find everything, but their license and bonding, and if it's something that they didn't see that they should have seen, you can go back to them, and they will have to pay for it. So
Mm,
it covers you.
mm. Okay, yeah, I see that she dropping them jewels on you. This is Janice McCoy, the real McCoy. I'm forgiving y'all them nuggets up in this. So, Miss Janice, when is a great time to buy and sell?
Definitely when you are ready.
Mm,
There is, even in the worst market, there were real estate closings because people saying, "Oh, we shouldn't sell now. We shouldn't sell now." Well, there is what you call a buyer's market,
Mm-hmm.
And there's what you call a seller's market.
Mm-hmm.
When there are more houses available than buyers, it's a buyer's market. So buyers can get good deals. Right now, we're in a seller's market
Mm-hmm.
where there are more buyers than sellers. So people are fighting for it.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever your goal is, that's when the good time to buy. For now, for sellers, it's a great time because if they have a decent product, it's going to sell in a minimal amount of time
Mm-hmm.
because there are a lot of pre-approved buyers out there, but there are not a lot of houses, especially in the working class price range. They're going really really fast. So just watching the trends, talking with a realtor professional or mortgage professional will let you know when is the good time for what your goal is.
So are you saying the economy, it affects the buying and selling power? Is it?
The economy definitely does. It definitely does because we're just think when COVID and everything was going on, people didn't know which way even the world was going. So a lot of people were not selling. Some people were panic selling because they didn't know how they were going to survive. Some people were selling their property to liquidate so that they could have money to survive through the pandemic. So that's a good example of if you need if you need some wealth, if you have something substantial and substantial like real estate, you can make it even through a rough time like our pandemic we had.
Okay. So after all the inspections, all that stuff is done. So what happens after the sale?
After the sale, it is important that you make sure that your property is maintained, that you understand, because even in the home buying classes, I do send people, I partner with Better Family Life and Beyond Housing to send my buyers to get educated because there's maintenance issues. Because you have a first time home buyer that's always lived in an apartment, and when something happened, what they do? They call maintenance.
Right.
Okay. Well, when you move in your house, maintenance is you can't call maintenance. You have to know certain things. You have to be educated that you have to change that filter in the furnace. You it's certain things you have to get your furnace and stuff checked yearly. It's just certain things you have to do to maintain the house. If you see a little crack coming, get it investigated before it becomes a big crack because it could be a foundational issue. I mean, those things are very, very important after the sale. And also, we close at title companies. We close at title companies because the title company protects you for the legal reasons. So, say for instance, you buy a house and somebody come and knock on the door if you buy it and say, "Oh, you owe me money for this roof." Well, title company, when you close the title company, you have titles insurance that covers you from the day you close backwards. So they'll be like, okay, well, you need to go talk to Investors Title, Republic Title, whatever title company you closed at, because it was a clear title when I bought it. So it covers me. So after sale, you have to know those things, even getting a home warranty. I always ask for a home warranty for my buyers because the first year you never know what could happen. Home warranty covers your electrical, plumbing, and it's just like a car warranty. Some things it covers, some things it don't, but it's a small deductible. And if they can't fix it, they replace it. Within the first couple of years, you're going to know pretty much what's going on with the house. So having a home warranty is very important because it covers you after after the sale. And then having a realtor, I like to follow up with my clients, see how everything is going, make sure that they're comfortable, make sure that they're understanding that if something happens, there is things that they can go back and do and coverage they have after purchasing that home.
Mm. Okay. So I need to book you basically, you know what I'm saying, when I get my first property. Now,
Look forward to it.
let me ask you this, Jenny. So along your journey in real estate, what would you say has been your greatest challenge?
My greatest challenge, I am definitely a buyer's agent. Um, if you're a realtor, most realtors say listings, listings, listings is what keeps you afloat. because you can put a sign in the yard and any realtor can sell it for you, and that's instantaneous. I love working with people,
Mhm.
and sometimes it's challenged with getting them to understand the process, understanding how important their credit is, um, emotional goals with them, sometimes familial problems that are going on. It's been challenging, but at the end of the day, when I hand them the key and we made it through all those, I mean, I have been in some, I've had some rough clients, and I've had to work for them up to 2 years sometimes to
Wow.
get them ready. And being a buyer's agent, I mean, I have a lady in my office. She say, I don't do buyers. I just don't. It just takes too much patience. And I'm in ministry, so it comes natural to me to help people. But that is the biggest challenge, just getting those that really want this goal to help them and push them through to achieve what they need to achieve. But it is so rewarding for me. That's what I do.
Okay, so you might have just answered this. I don't know, but what has been your greatest accomplishment?
Helping those and also stepping out of my box. Um, I am a residential real estate agent, but I often have helped those friends of mine that have commercial properties. My biggest challenge was selling a funeral home.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, how many people want a funeral home? It's like it pushed me out of my box. Back when I first started, we were selling new construction homes, part of the regentrification, and the prior brokerage I was with. That's what we did. We did new construction, but we did it in areas that people didn't think that new homes could go. Okay, and example, West End Estates and the streets I was saying on Clemens and Enright. When I was coming up, you wouldn't even walk down those streets, and we were challenged to sell dirt because we were selling a dream and an idea that this is going to be a solid community. This is going to be a solid community. Now you got all the drunks and the dilapidated buildings and all that going on, but we're telling you that you're going to buy this $200,000 house in this area, and we did it. In that same area now, as I forestated, is selling between 400 to 600. That was really my biggest challenge in real estate, because I was like, how can you sell dirt in areas? You know what I'm saying? It was like we really did. We were selling a dream, and the dream is now a reality. To see it come to fruition, it's like amazing. When I go over there, I'm actually selling a house in the area right now. The sellers don't even want to sell over there. When they come on the market, they go real quick. So I'm like that was one of my biggest challenge, and working with the first time buyers that really don't understand the process.
Okay. So do you have anything coming up that you want to promote or anything?
I have I have I have a commercial listing.
Okay.
Again, I'm expanding.
Okay.
um, there is a lot of growth coming in the downtown corridor, and there's a lot of land being sold for building. I have a property right down the street from where they're putting the new um, God, the golf place.
Oh yeah. Top golf.
Top Golf, where they're putting the
I
new
got
Top
you. I
Golf.
got you, Janice.
Yeah, it's like I got to that. Yeah, the new Top Golf, and it's minutes from NGA. It's I have 3 lots, and I'm like, what are we gonna build here? It's just like, because it's right where all the excitement is going. I have several listings pending that are not signed, that I cannot disclose on this segment, but I will be sharing them on the next segment, because everything else is under contract. So I'm at a good.
Let me get one of them lots up in this. No.
Yeah, I mean, where the lots are, they are amazing for those with that on the commercial end. But I have been blessed that as soon as I get a property listed, it's been selling fairly quickly. So I'm praying I get enough inventory that we can start sharing a little more on this podcast to show what is available. There is a lot of properties available, and I am able to show any property that's listed.
Okay.
So we always refer everybody to realtor.com, and there are some amazing properties, but you have to understand how to qualify, how to get in them, and how to maintain them and keep them, because we don't want to just sell you something that you just get for now and you lose. During the crash, there were so many people that lost their homes, and that I was one affected. I lost 4 homes during that crash.
Wow.
And so I felt like Job. I felt like I lost everything, and it made me gun shy to buy. That was my. I say I'm a realtor. I'm selling, but it made me gun shy because I didn't prepare. So I can tell you from experience, not only as a realtor selling, but my personal experience, that even though things may happen, that you can come back. You can get your credit back straight, because I did. I bought me a home. I moved my mother in my home, and now I'm working on getting some more investment property. So it can happen.
So what is the name of your company? How can people get in contact with you?
I am a broker salesperson for Radius Realty. We're at 904 South 4th Street, Suite 201. And my number is 314-337-9466. 314-337-9466. Again, it's Janice McCoy with Radius Realty.
Okay. So is there anything else you want the people to know before we get out of here?
Well, I'm excited about just sharing information, whether you're interested now, in the future, want to pass the information on. I'm excited about talking about different topics, not just about selling, but the financial piece, period. We'll be talking about some of the topics that he discussed: understanding your credit, building wealth, understanding the buying process. But I will be also having lenders come in and talk about different topics of different type of loans that you can get, even as you're preparing. Just a whole education piece that we're excited about doing. So that's what we're trying to move forward to: education. Whether it's 1 year, 3 year, or 5 years from now, at least you will have some type of education to know what you need to do when you're ready.
Okay. So I got one question, my last question that I like to ask all my guests. So when it is all said and done and you are long gone from this earth, what is it that you want the people to know about Janice McCoy?
That I helped somebody, and that I planted a seed for especially our young people. When I say young people, I'm talking 18 to 30. That I have helped somebody, and that I've been able to share, because there are so many people that take advantage of people in these situations, and I've seen them do it. And integrity has always been my key. I work in integrity, and I protect my people, and I fight for them. So know that I am an advocate for them, that I was an advocate for them, and that I made a difference in their life.
Okay. Well, thank you, Miss Janice McCoy. You dropped a lot of knowledge, a lot of jewels, and can't wait to do this again. And I appreciate having you on the platform.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And you have a good day.
You too.
All right. Bye bye.